Hello. This is Charles Eromosele. Thank you so much for joining us for another edition of Foundations for Success. It's always truly amazing to be able to have this opportunity, to be able to reach out to so many people. Thank you to every single person that has been following through the whole series, and I believe that it's been impactful because listen, words are created to produce solutions. Words do two things. They're either producing the solutions you need to become better, or they are making things worse than they already are. But I'm so glad that at the Foundation of Success we're able to promote the right culture, promote the right words that you need for mental growth, for spiritual efficacy, and for you to understand who you truly are by the divine arrangement of God, and also physically, also for you to really understand the importance of everything you're wired with. You see, one of the key things that's actually in my heart for today is to make you understand that you are never poor. You are never broke. Nobody's ever broke. The problem is that people have just not discovered they have just not discovered the wealth that is within them. Nobody came to this world with more. First of all, you need to understand why I said everybody's actually very important. There are three major things that God gave to every single human being, every single being on the face of the earth. And those three key things are expected to be the resource that we are supposed to use, to create the kind of life that we want. And these three things are: number one, time. There's nobody on the face of this earth that has more time than you, not an extra microsecond. Not Bill Gates, not Aliko Dangote, not anybody that you reckon with. So I believe you agree with me that everybody has the same time, 24 hours, 36,400 seconds in a single day. Everybody has that. You cannot deny that. It's universal to every single human being. And so what you do with time matters. But before I get into it, let me actually outline the other two. The second thing God gave every single person is energy. In other words, no matter how frail you are, no matter the size, no matter how old you are, everybody has a certain degree of energy to do work, to do something that can produce result. Okay? A child has a level of energy, an adult has a level of energy. If you're working out, you have a level of energy. Anthony also has a level of energy. So everybody, depending on how you use the energy you have, by reason of the way your body has actually been created and what you've been able to do in terms of exercising, physical fitness and a lot of things, you could seem to have more muscular energy to actually take more pressure and so many other things. Okay, so the third most important thing I believe that God gave every single person is something referred to as a seed. As you can see in my hands now, something that seemed to be very, very small, but it has something big within it. A seed is something that has a harvest within it. Now, something happened several years ago. Miles Moreno was actually taking a particular training somewhere, and then he took several seeds and gave it to, I think, several individuals or an individual, and he asked them a simple question. He said, "What is this in my hands?" Everybody kept on saying it's a seed. Miles Moreno argued with them and told them it is not a seed. They kept on arguing it's a seed. He eventually got to help them change their mindset to see something different. And he told them that this same seed is a tree tomorrow. In other words, it looks very small, but within this very small seed lies the capacity to produce meaningful harvest, lies the capacity to produce a huge tree, just a single seed. So in other words, everybody was seeing a seed, but Miles Moreno was seeing a harvest. Everybody was seeing a seed. Miles Moreno was seeing a tree. What are you seeing about your life? What are you seeing about the things you have? Talking about your giftings, your potentials, your ability, the things you've been skilled at, the tools that you have. What are you seeing about those things? Because how you see your seeds determine what they will produce. I always tell people a seed in hand is not what bears fruit. It's a seed in the right soil. We're going to talk about the several dimensions around what you can do with this three level of things that God has given you. But the last one actually becomes very critical because a lot of people actually despise their seed. That's actually Miles Moreno said several years ago that the wealthiest place ever on the face of the earth is a graveyard. People that died with your dreams, people that died with your potentials, people that died with every single thing that God gave to them. things that would have made them the richest of people, things that would have made them the best authors, things that would have made them the best business people, things that would have made them the best farmers, things that would have put them on the global spotlight. It died with them because they never recognized what they have within them. So what are you doing with your seeds? Very critical. This is not just a question for an African. This is not just a question for an American. This is a question for every single individual on the face of the earth. What are you doing with your seed? So you can see how critical this is. So how you see, and what you do with what you see determines what you get, how you get it, and what you also can replicate from that thing that you get. It's very key for you to understand the power behind this. So these three things I've mentioned are actually very, very critical. Very, very critical. Because the truth of the matter, whatever you want in life will remain a wish until you can transform everything God has given you on a seed level to harvest level. You know, when the good book, the Bible, said something about, for as long as earth remains, seed time and harvest will never cease. I believe that that's a very cardinal, that's a critical question that every single individual must ask. That's actually why you also need to be very careful, because you may also be someone within your dream level right now. In other words, you've been able to scratch the surface of your dreams and things are working for you. People know you, people recognize you, people value you. But the truth of the matter, you're going to remain on one same spot if you don't learn to ask yourself the next dimension of your seed level, because seed level for everybody differs. The seed level for you right now will be different from the seed level for Dangote. For Dangote, at the end of the day, it was just about the rice, it was just about the sugar, the cement and everything. But right now, it's going to petrochemicals and a lot of things. So the petrochemicals right now is a seed level. And remember, he's going to produce on that seed level by a reason of what he has already accumulated from the success story, the templates he's been able to get from other places. This is actually how people build conglomerates. They don't just build because they've landed at a capacity right now and they can do all. No, the larger the more time and investment you give to your seed level, the more you enlarge the capacity for tomorrow's harvest to become your new seed level. So that's one of the most critical things you need to understand. So what are you doing with your seed? Talk about time. I have seen a lot of people, okay, I don't have money. No, money is not the money. Money is actually in the category of the last part I just talked about, seeds. That seed can also represent resource. Anything you have around you right now that has the capacity to produce, that's what a seed is. So every single time you see a seed, don't see a seed, see the harvest. See something that can give you the capacity to produce massively, exponentially beyond what you can ever think about. That's actually what a seed actually does. Some people actually take a seed, which is called just the word of divinity, the word of the creator, and they're able to do so much with just a word because they hold on to it. So it's very important. So remember, I said the three most critical thing that every human has is time, energy, seeds, or what you could call resources. So what you do with these things actually determine what comes out of you. Now, on these three levels, there are people that, people have lots of the resource by virtue of what they have done over time. For example, of course, I keep calling, some of those wealthy people, they've been able to build resource over time. And so they have moved from just resource accumulation into resource control. There are other people at the end of the resource is limited right now. They are on their way to their great places. But what they have is a lot of time. And guess what they do with their time? They use their time in checking the life updates of other people's lives on social media. Or they use their life in gossiping about every other person that is going far in life. Or they use their time to settle in their comfort zone, which I'll be talking about very soon. Okay, so you need to be able to understand why time is very important. That's actually why time management still remains a critical factor that you can see with people that are actually outstanding people. Check how they manage their time. By the way, that's actually why I want you to go to Amazon and go get my book called The Most Gifted Person in This World. The Most Gifted Person in the World, as you can see on the screen. That book is really going to be able to help you understand. I think it's about 11 or 13 traits of highly successful people, highly outstanding people, and how they are able to use the same resource you have and use it well to their advantage. For example, a resource we never take seriously is focus. The reason why you may not be able to get to certain people that are top in the society, certain people that are within the global, they play within the global field, and people that are actually renowned. The reason why you not be able to get to them is not necessarily because they are rich. It's not necessarily because they are successful. It's because they protect their time. They protect their focus. The more life gives to you, the more you need to resign into that focus zone where you can produce more results. So it becomes very critical for you to understand one of the greatest things that can actually deal with every form of distraction is your ability to focus on the right things that can really help you. Okay, so as I was speaking about, so you need to understand where you are right now, what you need to do with it. Okay, so I'm going to give you an assignment now. There are three things that I expect you to be able to do today with this section. Remember, this is every Sunday by 4 p.m. Join us again next Sunday. You don't want to miss any of these sections because they are really going to help you mine the gold within, and you'll be amazed at the giant you have locked within you. You'll be amazed at the things that you are playing with that can revolutionize your entire life. You will also get to be amazed, just like I talked about last week, that because your light has not started shining, there are several destinies that are supposed to receive shade under the tree that you produce. But because you've not yet, you're still in your seed level, you've not put it to work to grow that tree. A lot of people are left defenseless against the scorching effect of the sun, and they are being burnt to death. You will never know how serious this is until you look at your life several years down the line. This is that you were actually created because you have a lot of people that are going to be dependent on your destiny. That's where legacy starts from. It's not just about the children, or it's not just about the next generation. It's about many generations to come. What can you do today that in the next 100 years people can still keep talking about you? That's what the like of Bill Gates, the like of Mark Zuckerberg, the like of the Steve Jobs of great memories have. That's the reason why they are still reckoned with in the world as people that will ever be part of history. That's what the like of the Elon Musk now, the some of this great Alibaba and so many people within the global territory are actually doing right now. So let me announce to you that you also can put your foot in the sand of time. You can be part of history only if you will recognize your seed. Listen, a seed is normally despised. If I take the same seed and I throw on the ground, how many of you know that everybody's still going to pass over it? Nobody's going to see the value. So in other words, the value and the value and the valuer would have to be you. So you have to be the valuer, and then you have to put value on the seeds you have today. Whether you're a business person, whether you're a student, give value. See something about the seed so that you can work from the viewpoint of its harvest. That's the reason why companies have things like corporate goals, corporate visions. At the end of the day, is that the company is a seed now, but the vision is helping them see the harvest form. Because also remember that every seed must produce according to its kind. You're not going to take a mango seed and put in the ground and expect an orange tree. It's not going to ever happen. Okay? So there are three things also you need to learn. Remember, I'm talking about the importance of your seed. Three things you need to understand about seed things that number one, they will produce according to their kind. So this is also very important when you see a lot of people actually succeeding in the wrong direction very fast. They're going to crash. So be very sure that you have been able to define your vision properly. You define your vision properly by your intentions. You define your vision properly by the things, revelations you've gotten about yourself, your purpose, and so many other things that you may have been privileged to get, especially if you are divinely inclined to your creator. Something is really amazing that can happen to you with regards defining your purpose, knowing and being sensitive to the times and seeing, being someone that understands what time and that understands seasons. Very critical. So remember, a seed will always produce according to its kind. Then the second thing you also need to understand about a seed is that one person's seed level, like I said earlier, is different from another person's seed level. Let me use the different crops to explain that. Now, if you sow a mango tree, it's very likely that it's going to. I don't really know much about this, but I think a mango tree may take maybe a couple of few years to be able to grow from that mango seed into a full-blown tree, right? Just maybe I don't know if it's up to 2 years or 3 years or how long it takes. But the same seed level for a palm tree is going to take years. I want you to go study the bamboo tree. I'm going to be talking about that some other time. That's someone I respect very well, that is an authority when it comes to that, and I've always learned very very fast about history of the bamboo tree. Okay, they take so many years to grow from, the seed level to their full scale capacity, but when they get that full blown capacity, it's a wonder on earth. So that's the second thing to understand. Seeds have different duration, different seasons and different time as far as they go up. So that's how you need to also understand the differences. That's actually why when you're setting a goal, it's very important for you to understand that goals are not all on the same duration of time. You need to be able to understand the different sizes, different things about it. Then another thing you need to also understand about seeds outside the fact that a seed will produce according to its kind, and a seed actually has different level in terms of the seed time. Another thing is the harvest time. The harvest time of a seed requires management. It requires management, because at the end of the day, there's nothing you can change about the principle of the seed being to get to its harvest form and the seed being very productive. So where a lot of people blow it is that they get to a point in their life where they are so happy about what their seeds have produced, but guess what now happened afterwards? They no longer take the harvest seriously. They lavish it. Some people become spendthrift. So the first thing you want to do or understand about the seed, the third item, or the third very important thing about this seed is that you must understand that it gets to a point where after growth, after development, the next you want to do is to manage the wealth around what you've gotten. Very key, because the next generation is going to use what you have. There's a mentor of mine that always say, let your ceiling be your children's floor. Don't let your ceiling be your children's ceiling. A lot of rich people make that mistake. So at the end of the day, they grow to make a lot of money, and their money grow their children, their kids, and so the future is lost every single time you do that. Those are mighty points within points that I believe I will have the time to explain some other time. Okay, so let me get back to some assignment. I like giving some very key assignment because I'm going to give. The first one is that I want you to take a bar and paper, and just like you're seeing on your screen right now, go and write 3 seeds that you've noticed in your life. You have to look very carefully. And I don't want to pretend that everybody understand when I talk about seed in terms of your potentials, your gifting, your skills, and everything. A simple thing that could also be referred to as a seed is that if you check within you, some of you will discover that you have there's a flair for something you have. Some of you will discover that there's this extra surge of energy that just comes into you when you are actually performing certain activities. In other words, let me paint it in a place like Africa where we still have issue with career management, career development, and a lot of people don't really understand their social clusters. Basically, there are about 6 social clusters. You are either a realistic person, or you're an investigative person, or you're a socially inclined person, or you're an enterprising person, or you're a conventional person, or you're an artistic person. You can see these are things that you are really missing if you are not yet in my business classes, or if you're not yet in any of the classes. If you want to take advantage of the different trainings that we have, I want you to get to charles.com.ng, and then you will be amazed the amount of resource of information that can revolutionize your life. By the way, this is a good news. I had actually said I was going to announce that. I forgot to do that at the earlier part of the program. We just started the Profit Zone. Profit Zone is a place for every person that's a business person, or do you want to get into business. The reason your business may not really be doing well is that you are losing some certain critical things that are very fundamental to the growth of any business. As much as yes, there are different environment, different climate, business climate, within Africa, outside Africa, and all that. But there are some very key things that are common to every business that you need to know about. And one of the most, everybody goes into business with the ambition, with the vision of making profit. So the truth of the matter, if you're not making profit, especially if it's not growing exponentially, compound interest, then something is wrong somewhere. That's actually why you want to get on profit zone, to find out, to do a diagnosis on why you are not growing in your business, or why your business is not growing. And so that's what the profit zone will do. Just like you're seeing on the screen right now, it's charles.com.ng/the profit zone. Okay, charles.com.ng/the profit zone. Okay, and make sure you get to and subscribe for that program. Just we made it very very affordable so that nobody would say, okay, Charles did not give them something that they can actually afford. So make sure you be part of that program. And secondly, also, we have realized that one of the major problems a lot of people do have with their business is that they don't know how to leverage on the things we have. Still the same seeds. So one of the seeds everybody have around them are their phones, and a lot of people don't know how to use their phone to their advantage to grow their business. That's actually why we have the second course, like you see on the screen. And this course is just get to charles.com.ng/online marketing. That's a dash after online, just charles.com.ng/online marketing, and then you're going to get a full scale information on how you can leverage on social media marketing in growing your business, growing your customers, growing your profit. I'm so excited because already for some very few family and friends that have been able to subscribe, for that program, they are really getting a lot of amazing value from that, and I'm really so excited. Listen, as a business person, you are in the business of creating services that everybody can be happy about, and everybody, because the truth of the matter, the service you create today becomes your testimony tomorrow. Don't forget that as a business person. So make sure you deliver essential, good quality value to people so that you will be able to use them, use their success stories as your marketing potential to get more customers and increase your customer base. Okay, that's very key. That's actually why anybody that knows Charles will understand that my second name is excellence. Every single thing I do, like you're seeing right now, actually has a thing of excellence attached to it. Okay, so getting back to what we were talking about, so make sure you take those courses, but remember also I think you can get the most gifted person in the world on Amazon for now, and you can subscribe locally also, but we're going to have to source that book from the US. We are making plans right now to have a local production, because the last time we did that, we were completely sold out, and I just discovered that book have actually become a gold mine that everybody needs to have, because especially because of the 13 traits of highly outstanding people that you need to learn from that book. So getting back to what I say, assignment number 1, I want you to write 3 seeds that you have discovered about. I just giving you some hints and what you need to do to discover your seeds. If you're still having issues on trying to discover those seeds, you can get to me, reach out to me, and I will spend time to really explain. I pray I have the time. I'm going to spend time to explain. By the way, we are going to be offering some free service this week, just for 3 hours on Wednesday. 3 hours on Wednesday. So every single Wednesday, I give 3 hours free to people that are interested in just getting some of these little tips to grow their businesses or grow whatever they have. It's a talent or something, okay? But if it's about business, then you have to go through the business class, which is the charles.com.ng/the profit zone or /profit zone. Okay, it's called the profit zone, so you want to get that. So getting back to the assignment, 3 seeds about yourself that you have. Remember, a seed is something that has the capacity or potential to bear harvest. A seed is something that has a tree within it, a fruit within it. Okay, so write down 3 things about the seeds, about your seeds. Very important. Write down your seeds, 3 seeds that you've identified. Now, never take this assignment for granted. Don't just be a yearer. Always be someone that goes to participate. Because the truth of the matter, where foundation for success is going right now, especially from the series that we've started in time past, we are amazed at the effect already on people's life. Little things making massive, huge changes. Okay, so take this very serious. The second thing you want to actually address also is something that people never take seriously, and that is what I refer to as comfort zone. You need to be very careful about the thing called comfort zone. Now, there's already a misconception about comfort zone when people hear about comfort zone. Comfort zone is not necessarily, a place of comfort. No. Comfort zone basically is anything that actually inhibits the growth of your seed. For some people, comfort zone could be bitterness. In other words, something happened to them at a part in their life, and rather than to live, to live beyond that, what do? They allow that be the magnifying glass that they use to weigh everything in life. So they never recover from something that happened to them in time past. So that now becomes a comfort zone. In other words, they've built a fence around their bitterness. They've built a fence around their anger. So nothing ever comes into their lives. Why? Because they feel that they have lost it forever, and they live life regretting every now and then. That's a comfort zone. For some people, it's a comfort zone of fear. You never take risks because you have listened to every other person's experience and story. This is actually why you need to also be very careful about the word called experience. One thing I've discovered over time is that people go through stuff in their life, or they failed in particular things, and they never tried again. So you get back to them and tell them that you're going to try that same thing. You never know that they have gone that far. And guess what they tell you? They try to dissuade you from going into that why, and they give you every story about how they failed. And so how they feel now becomes the major headliner in your life on how you will never succeed. So you want to be very careful what experiences are or what life experiences people are telling you. That's actually why it's not everybody that can speak that is a mentor. It's not everybody that is in a place of authority that should be your mentor. You need to be able to decipher that. Very important. Okay, so you need to be able to listen to positive things that can drive you to a place of positive actions. And a lot of times you have to take risks. Yes. So a comfort zone is anything that puts you within a place where you are not willing to take any risks whatsoever. So you need to be very careful about that. So remember, write down your seeds, just 3 seeds. Identify your comfort zone and deal with them. I'm going to be having a series where I'm going to be talking about the comfort zone, but I believe that may be a premium class for certain leaders, because the truth of the matter, if you take this word seriously, if you take these classes seriously, you also have to be able to understand how to appreciate for things that you hear. So that's actually why we also have premium classes that we have everyone to be part of. Okay, the third very important thing that you need to understand is something I call getting up. Now, getting up is not just a quote. Getting up is not just, a word, a motivational word. Up stands for something critical that you're going to find in my book called Fight Back. Up stands for unique platform. You need to get your unique platform. Very important. Everybody has a platform. Okay, people that you see great today, that they are actually bigger platform right now, the first thing that you will notice about them, which is a wisdom you need to imbibe, is that they first of all, they were willing to identify the little platforms they have today. Never despise your little beginning, because within your little beginnings lies what can unfold the greater endings or the greater continuity in your life. Very important you get that. Okay, so remember, find your platform today. That you, for some of you, you're already within certain circles where at the end of the day you can make what you know, what you do very well, you can make your seed known to people within that particular circle. And out of somebody recognizing that, another person recognize that, and before you know, it can open you up to amazing opportunities. I can't tell you how this ability or how this skill has been able to put me on some places I would have never been in the first place. Okay, talking about radio, talking about TV, and talking about several platforms, dignitaries, and different people, because of my ability to recognize my unique platform. Every single stage you are in has a unique platform. Every single age you are now has a unique platform. Every single person you come across with has it can be part of a particular platform in your life, including your frenemies. Okay, because sometimes your enemies get to teach you on how you can be better. You need to understand that. Okay, getting back to so find your unique platform. For some of you, let's take for example, I don't believe that anybody several years ago would have been able to get to their parents, and tell their parents, I want to, become a comedian. I don't think Alibaba or Basket Mouth or also any of these people you see in the spotlight today, I don't believe any of them had their audacity in the 80s or in the early 90s to go tell their parents, I want to become a comedian. It never happened. But guess what? Just because of the hard work, professionalism, and ability to be excellence driven in the little, some of those people have been able to catapult themselves to a place where right now they have become role models to so many people. They have become influencers, major influencers. Okay, so you want to also be careful to understand that you have a platform that you have to use very well. For some of you, your platform could be social media. You are someone that at the end of the day, you have the ability, use your social media platform, to sell yourself, to sell your skill, and not to, not to be someone that's always finding the headlines around other people's lives. Use your time productively. Use your time powerfully. These are part of the things you're also going to hear and the leverage, how to leverage on social media marketing to grow your business. There's so many tools within your phones that you don't know are there that can help you grow your business. So these are things that you want to. So find your unique platform. I wish there are so many platforms I could talk about, but we're actually running out of time. So remember, go through these 3 assignments. And by next week, I believe that we're going to have a lot of testimonies, and because I'm also going to have insider classes with certain people that have taken this seriously. I want to get back to me and say this is what I've noticed, and I want to go deeper in this. And then that's bringing me back to the place of understanding the relationship around with you, because also the relationship you have around you could be your unique platforms. How you live in relationships. Don't be someone that want to take things out of every other person's hands, because there are a lot of people that call themselves leaders, but unfortunately they are rulers, they are slave owners. So be very careful to make sure that whoever you're serving under, or whoever you are in relationship with, is somebody that actually has your best interest in mind. Very, very key. Okay, you don't have all life to live. You're not like a video game that has 3 4 5 lives to live. You all have limited lives to live, because someday you're going to leave this earth, and you want to live knowing that you are dying empty. You've been able to exhaust your seeds, and all your seed have actually become your harvest. And that's my prayer for you. So ladies and gentlemen, it has really been an honor to have been able to bring this particular class, or this particular series to you, for on Foundation for Success. I want you to get back and understand that your life matters to everybody around you. So go be the superstar in your own vision. Go be your superstar by discovering a seed that is crying out your name every single day. Discover me, and put those seeds to work. Identify the right soil, because also outside having a seed, you also need to be sure that you are sowing in the right places, because if your seed fall by the wayside, it's not going to be a fruit. Some other people can take it and do something with it, but you must be sure that you also have the right soil. And Foundation for Success is one soil that I believe is a place where you're going to get the mental energy, you're going to get the resources in terms of literal capacity, in terms of what you're hearing, to be able to translate your seeds to their harvest form. So ladies and gentlemen, it's actually been an honor to have been able to present this to you. My name remains Charles Eromosele, and this is what I do best.